Hello everyone, welcome to the Valentine's Day Be Mine Craft. I'm here to show you how to put together all the supplies that we've sent in the newsletter. And this is just a visual demonstration of what supplies I'm working with today. So I have black, pink, and yellow construction paper. I've already made a pink construction paper card. It doesn't have to be pink, it's whatever one you really want to do it with. I also have a red pipe cleaner. It doesn't have to be red. You can use whatever color works for your bee. I have 2 foam stickers, but you can just use regular foam parts and you can just glue them on yourselves. I'm using googly eyes, but you can draw your eyes on. And for my crafting actual supplies, I have 2 types of glue. I use both, but you can use whatever types you want. I have some adult scissors, but feel free to use kid scissors. I have a Sharpie. You don't have to use a Sharpie, I just used a Sharpie. I used a pencil because I also have 2 different sized heart tracers, so I use a pencil to trace out my hearts and then cut them out. Alright, so at the end it's going to look like this, but now I'm going to show you how to get from here to here. Okay, so now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of how to make and assemble your Be Mine card. So what I did first off is I used a big tracer to trace out my body of my bee. So I'm going to use some yellow paper. I've already got one traced out already. And now I'm going to use the tracer to trace out the second one. Okay, so now time to cut out my parts. And again, I'm using my big kid scissors, but you gotta use whatever scissors work best for you, and whatever scissors your parents are comfortable with you using. You gotta be extra mindful of when cutting out parts, to move your fingers when you do the bend so that you don't end up cutting your fingers. Just wanna cut out the heart. Okay, so here is my big yellow heart. And now time for number 2. Okay, so I've got my 2 big yellow hearts. I'm now done with my yellow paper. And I already cut out my black hearts earlier. You didn't see that, but I cut out my black hearts. So I'm done with my black construction paper. Just be mindful when cutting out black construction paper and tracing them that you make really big, thick lines with your pencil so that you can see them when you cut out those parts. So I'm going to put my big tracer over here because now I'll need my little tracer to make my little wings for my bee. Okay. Again, I'm focusing on making my nice rounded edges for my heart. Awesome, okay, so there is my pink heart. And again, I've already cut out one of my pink hearts before, so you should have 2 pink hearts that are small, 2 big yellow hearts, and 2 big black hearts. So now that you've got all of that, you're going to open up your card. And the nice part about making a card is that you can make a bigger message for whoever you're making this bee card for. It's mom, dad, someone special, it's up to you. Now I'm going to put glue on one side of my heart, and I'm going to put that glue on the side of my hearts that has the pencil on it. So that way I don't have to erase my pencil markings from my trace lines. And I'm going to put my black heart first. I'm going to put it towards the bottom edge of the page. And I'm using pink construction paper for my card, but you don't have to use pink. It's just what I had around the craft room. But you can use whatever color works for you. Maybe a nice green, so you get like a nice bumblebee green field background going on, but I'm using pink for Valentine's Day. So when you put the second heart on, you're going to want to put it about 1/4 of an overlap, so you can still see the black heart on the bottom, just like that. And now I'm going to put another black heart on top of that one. Again, you want to make sure that you have the pencil markings. The one that gets glue on it, I didn't do that with my second yellow heart, but I'm double checking that I did that with my second black heart. And now the last one is going to be your final yellow heart. So again, I'm going to put glue on the one that has pencil marking on it from tracing. Okay, now before you put on that final yellow heart, you're going to want to put on your wings, because your wings go underneath your body. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your wings just underneath this black heart right here. And your other wings. Just underneath your black heart over here. And finally, you got to put on the bumblebee's head. And that goes right there. Okay, so now you have black heart, black heart, 2 wings, yellow heart. Now this is where it gets very much up to the person as to how they want to create the rest of this. I'm going to be using googly eyes because I think googly eyes are the funnest thing in the world. But if you want to draw your own hearts, you can draw your own hearts. I'm going to use 2 medium-sized googly eyes. I also think that it adds a nice 3D element to your card. So I'm going to put a little glue on the back of this. I'm going to stick it right about in the middle of the heart. It's the top yellow heart. Okay, so I've got my 2 googly eyes. And now I'm going to use my Sharpie. But again, use whatever marker your parents are comfortable with you using. And I'm going to make a nice big smile. And I'm going to do a little tongue out because my bumblebee is just chilling like that. Okay, now got to make your antennas. So I've got a pipe cleaner. I chose red because that's a nice Valentine's Day color. You can do whatever you want. So I'm going to fold my pipe cleaner in half. So that way I know that I'm going to cut them at the same length because I'm not going to use the full pipe cleaner because it's going to be really long antennas. I'm going to use about, I would say, maybe 1/4 of that pipe cleaner. So I've got my antennas, and now I'm going to put a little dab of glue on the top of my heart, and a little dab of glue on top of the other side of the heart. And I'm going to press and hold my antenna, and I'm going to press and hold my other antenna. This one is not holding as well. I want to put a little bit more glue on there. Pipe cleaners are tough to get stuck onto paper, but give it a couple minutes and it will work. Okay. So while you're waiting for that to dry, I'm going to write my little Be Mine message on my wings. So I'm going to put a nice B, E, E, M, I, N, E. My pipe cleaner really does not want to stick on this piece of paper today. Hopefully it will work. Okay. So while that waits to dry, the last and final piece is to put on your heart antennas. Okay, so one gonna go there, and the other one gonna go there. And this will also help hold your antennas in place as well. So it's twofold action. Okay, and that is how you make a Be Mine craft. And you can write a nice big note on either side of this card, and that's why I put it on a card. So here's my one that I made just now, and here's my one that I made earlier. Thanks for joining.